This is part of a series on ASD2.WAD. Map 8, Finale. The planetary defense battery is about to shoot its WAD, and only you can pour a bucket of ice water on it. But first, you have to actually find the fucking thing. You start in a small, separate area with one building and a ton of bad guys. Mostly spiders. Pistol starters will find this a little obnoxious. Your first instinct may be to enter the structure, but if you do, you're likely to get stuck inside with a couple of barons for an impromptu struggle snuggle. Also, passing the blur sphere opens the windows for a few seconds, just so everybody can watch. You can also use these switches to reopen the windows, although I'm not sure what the point is. Now, your best bet is to circle around and get some infighting going, then nab the red key when you get a chance. You can always come back later. The complex housing the battery is kinda interesting. The gun itself is in a large, central chamber guarded by 4 cyber demons. At any point, you can go in there and finish the map, provided you're capable of dodging rockets long enough to reach the exit. However, there's a staircase that winds around the central chamber, and there are 4 stops along the way. 2 of these floors grant you the remaining keys. One of them has a bunch of ammo and health, and at the top you'll find 3 wall panels. Each one is locked with a separate key, and they all have switches that'll crush a different cyber demon. Yeah, this is actually a pretty neat idea. If you bother to explore the map, you'll only have a single Cybe to deal with at the end, which is very much appreciated. If you go against all 4 at the same time, you got 2 options. You can try to circle around the gun and take pot shots, but eventually you will be lacking ammo, and probably a fucking face. Alternatively, you can drop down into these pits, which allow you to take on one big boy at a time, but damn is it tedious. And if you fall off the platform, you're gonna have to take the teleporter, which puts you back at the bottom of the staircase. Here's the shit kicker. If you want 100% kills, you'll need to do this anyway, cause each pit has a few imps and a specter. Having to teleport and walk back 4 times in a row is fucking lame. Putting that aside, I do like the optional areas. The staircase itself has an assortment of baddies, and each floor comes with its own unique challenge. From a gunner ambush with lots of sight lines, to an archvile trap, to a library maze, and finally a flock of potatoes guarding the switches up top. However, there is an oddity, at least playing in Crispy Doom, regarding floors 1 and 2. On the first floor, you'll enter this room and find 2 shotgunners. Taking a nap, I guess. Even if you wake them up, they won't attack as long as you stay in here. Up on floor 2, you'll find that the archvile is non-responsive as long as you remain in this sector. And again, even if you wake him up, he will not attempt to cram a fireball up your ass. Very weird. Now, he will attack the chain gunners, but occasionally, they'll take a ridiculous amount of punishment before dying. I've seen him zap one of these bastards several times with seemingly no effect, but this is more rare. I think these problems stem from the reject table or maybe the node builder. Unfortunately, I know as much about Doom code as I do about making YouTube videos, which is obviously not a lot. Maybe Decino will talk about it at some point. Once you're ready, you can ride the lift up and take down the demon with its finger on the trigger, which of course is an archvile, if only because he actually has some fucking fingers. The gun itself is just a brown cylinder, which is a little underwhelming, but I do like the scrolling texture effect. Overall, it's a fun map with a cute gimmick, and the best Andy Shepard has to offer as far as I'm concerned. I'll give it 6 out of 10. That's it for ASD2.WAD. It starts strong and ends strong, maps 1 and 8 being my personal favorites. Definitely a cut above its predecessor. Worst outing is map 4, whose central gimmick feels like a cock moving very, very slowly up your ass every time you gotta deal with it. Even worse than E1M3 from ASDoom.WAD in my opinion. All bitching aside, I will say that Andy Shepard's got imagination. Almost every map from both of his WADs is unique in some way, or has some quirk that sets it apart from a lot of the basic bitch tech base of the time. I do recommend this one, should only take you a couple of hours to burn through. Oh, and almost forgot, there's an epilogue. The ship that got shitter shattered by the planetary defense battery makes a rough landing, and you finally get to meet your contact face to face. Not much sexual tension, but she does ask you to be a part of her Spec Ops team to clean up the remaining demonic menace. Doom Guy's final words? When do I start? Yeah, sounds like the lead into a sequel that unfortunately never happened. I don't think Andy Shepard ever made or at least published another Doom WAD after this, which is a damn shame. He had some talent. Oh well, till next time.